بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين ثم الصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين حبيب إله العالمين بالقاسم المصطفى محمد وعلى أهل بيته الأطهار الذين أذهب الله عنهم الرجس وطهرهم تطهيرا. قال الله الحكيم في محكم كتابه الكريم: أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم، بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. لقد جاءكم رسول من أنفسكم عزيز عليه ما عنتم حريص عليكم بالمؤمنين رؤوف رحيم. There has certainly come to you an apostle from among yourselves. Grievous to him is your distress. He has deep concern for you and is most kind and merciful to the faithful. Continuing the discussion that we have, and we are blessed, each and every one of us, more than you, I am blessed to be able to prepare this topic about the most important topic of our life, and to be that topic to be talking about the Imam of our time, Imam Mahdi Ajjalallahu Ta'ala Farajuh Sharif, salawat by his name. Chapter 9 verse 128. Allah says the Holy Prophet has deep concern for you, and grievous to him is your distress. We have narrations from Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam where they said, when our Shia become sick, we become sick. When our Shia go through a time of difficulties and problem, we as the Imam of them, we go through the problem and we feel their pain. And they have concern for us. We see the concern of our Imam, the Imam of our time, within the following two stories. That he cared about you and I. Sheikh al-Saduq, he goes and he travels. During his travel, he started having concern about his family. That my family back home, I'm not sure, because back in the days when they would travel, for example, to Hajj, or if they would travel to Mashhad al-Rida alayhi salam, they would bid farewell to their family. They go and they will write their will. They were not sure if they would come back safely or not. Because, for example, from Iran going to Mecca, it would take them months and months. During the way, animals, weather, thieves, and so many factors played a role for them to feel that we might not come back safely. So they would write their will, they would give it to their family. If we didn't come back within a couple of months, you know that we have passed away, apply our will. Sheikh al-Saduq goes and he travels. When he travels, after a couple of months, he starts thinking about his family. And he had written some material about the Imam and about the Ghaibah. One of the nights he dreamed. He dreamed that he is going around the Kaaba. He finished his 7th round. He came to Hajar al-Aswad. And then he saw that the Imam of our time came out of the Kaaba and tells him, Inshallah, all of you that have downloaded the Kitab Ikmaluddin wa Itmam al-Ni'mah, if you read the introduction, this story is the introduction of the book, why I wrote this book. Imam tells him, لِمَ لَا تُصَنِّفْ كِتَابًا فِي الْغَيْبَةِ. O Sheikh al-Saduq, why don't you write a book about occultation, about ghaib? حَتَّى تُكْفِي مَا قَدْ هَمَّكَ. So you will be relieved from what you have as a pain within yourself. Pause here. What is this segment of This story teaches you and I. When we are distressed, when we have some difficulties within our life, let's do something for the Imam of our time. Imam tells him, why don't you write a book about ghaibah, and by doing so you will be relieved, and you won't be anymore in difficulties and thinking about your family. فقلت يا ابن رسول الله قد صنفت في الغيبة أشياء. I have written something about the occultation. فقال عليه السلام ليس على ذلك السبيل. Not like that, you've written page here, page there, an article here, story there, hadith here, hadith there. Not like that. آمرك أن تصنف الآن كتابا في الغيبة. I am ordering you to write a book about غيبة. واذكر فيها غيبات الأنبياء. In it, write that the previous prophets also went to occultation. Because even today, when I get to discuss with the youth, they ask this question: is the concept of ghaibah, the concept of occultation, is it only about the Imam of our time? Did it only happen to the Imam of our time, or previously has happened? Imam knows this question that you and I will face, orders Sheikh al-Saduq, write this book. He gets up and he starts writing the book Ikmaluddin wa Itmamun Ni'mah, that we every night have emphasized on 4 books. The first book amongst these 4 books and the oldest is the Kitab Ikmaluddin wa Itmamun Ni'mah. The second kitab, the second book, anybody remembers it? Al-Ghaibah al-Nu'mani. Third book, Mikyal al-Makarim. And the fourth, Muntakhab al-Athar. If you have not downloaded them yet, you're not taking the topic, not my talk, you're not talking the topic seriously. Within your life, probably, either you as the viewers of this, or as the audience, we haven't taken the concept and the topic of our discussion, which is about Imam Mahdi, seriously. How do I know? Because we haven't downloaded the book, for those who haven't. And for those who haven't started reading the book, they have other priorities in their life, they have other topics in their life, other concerns in their life, other affairs in their life, which is more important than knowing about the Imam of their time. May Allah bless you. That's one story. That shows, the verse that we read says, Rasulullah, it's grievous to him is your distress, and he has deep concern for you. Whatever Rasulullah was, the Imam of our time is. If Rasulullah had deep concern about us, the Imam of our time also has deep concern for you and I. If to Rasulullah grievous to him is your distress, it is grievous to the Imam of our time, the distress that you and we go through. And he warned us so many times about the seditions of the end of the time, about the fitan of Akhir al-Zaman. He has warned us. That is why we said the story of Sayyid Muhammad Taqi Musa al-Asfahani last night, about Imam telling him, write Mikyal al-Makarim. Today, the story of Sheikh al-Saduq, that they care about us. Please, if we have the parents, please, if you can take care of the kids. Amir, take the ball. Imam also has concern for you and I. That's why he comes to the dream of different scholars and orders them to write for you and I, so we have the knowledge of the Imam. Next, the next book that unfortunately has not been translated to English yet. It is in Arabic and it is in Farsi. Kalimatul Imam al-Mahdi by late Ayatollah Sayyid Hassan al-Shirazi. I have the actual book in Arabic and it has been translated. He compiled narrations of the Imam. The book Ikmaluddin wa Itmamun Ni'mah and the Kitab Mikyal al-Makarim. Mikyal al-Makarim is about the dua, the importance of doing dua for the Imam. He brings 99 or 100 reasons, 100 benefits why we need to do dua about the Imam. which this book, Mikyar al-Makarim, probably takes a couple of months to explain it and to lecture, which we don't have time. Ikmaluddin wa Itmamun Ni'ma is about other prophets, they went through occultation also. Muntakhab al-Athar is about the life of the Imam and so on, and they have a hadith of the Imam. But Kalimatul Imam al-Mahdi by Ayatollah Said Hassan al-Shirazi, he has compiled as much as he could narrations of the Imam, Ad'iyah, the du'as of the Imam, Ahkam that reached us from the Imam. Beautiful book. You can access the PDF, is also available. If you speak Arabic, please do text me, I can send you that book also. Said Hassan al-Shirazi, late Ayatollah al-Shaheed Said Hassan al-Shirazi, he was in the prison of Saddam al-Ba'ath. For many, many times he was imprisoned and he was tortured. At the end, he was shot in the head. Ayatollah, at his time, Sayyid, he was shot 13 times in head by the Ba'ath and he was killed. When he was in prison, he said, I faced a lot of torture and difficulties. I made a nadr, O Imam, if you make somehow that I get released from this prison, I will write a book about you. He made it, and within a month or two, alhamdulillah, he was released. He said, I was released, I didn't go right away to the book. After a month or two, an individual came to me. When I was in a prison, I made another between me and the Imam. Nobody was there. A person came to me and told me, Sayyid, I dreamed last night. Imam told me to go tell Sayyid Hassan, don't forget the nadr that you made. Write the book that you told us that you're going to write. There you go, write it. He said, I felt it. No, this is definitely Imam heard what I said. He released me and he wants me to write the book. He said, I start preparing the resources together. Preparing resources, it takes time. Another person, not having any relationship with the first person, came and told me that I saw the Imam in my dream and he told me, go tell Said Hassan to complete the book. He said, I became more serious and I finished the book. After I finished, may Allah bless his soul, he has an encyclopedia, Mawsu'atul Kalima. He started, I have it, it's almost more than 16 volumes. Kalimatullah, Kalimatul Anbiya, Kalimatul Rasulullah, Kalimatul Amir al-Mu'mineen, Kalimatul Fatimatul Zahra. He goes through all the infallibles and he compiled all of the hadith that he had the resources. He said, but this book, the last book, which was about Imam Mahdi, I felt so special about it because of these two dreams. And when I finished it, I dreamed a person who was very, very illuminated came to me. I was about to, I thought it's Imam of my time. I bent down to kiss his hand. He didn't allow me to kiss his hand. He kissed my hand. I found out that he's not the Imam, because he kissed my hand. And Imam's status is higher than mine. Asking who you are, he said, I am the representative of the Imam. I have the salam of the Imam for you, and I'm here to appreciate you for writing this book. Why so much emphasis? Because Imam knew that we will go through a time that we will face a lot of misconceptions. Imam, 1148 years almost, is he still exist? No benefit for him. I have nothing that I can hold on. So Imam kept emphasizing. Kalimatul Imam al-Mahdi, when we read it, Imam's ahadith after ahadith, narrations after narrations after narrations, Imam has done his share to get to you and I to get to know him. Ordering different scholars to write about us, about him for you and I. So it is our responsibility. Imam has done his share. It is our responsibility to read these books and pay attention to them and research and ask questions about these topics. Every time that I meet with the youth, every state, every province, every country that I've been, they ask questions. Questions are always good, but ask about Imam Mahdi. I can see their mindset. It's around the first question. You will be surprised: is tattoo halal or is tattoo haram? everywhere that I've been. Tattoo halal or tattoo haram? Is music halal or is music is haram? This shows the concern of the youth, and that shows the concern of the community, and that shows the concern of the parents. But if we as a family, I as a father, I as a mother, I as a family, we come together every day, our concern becomes Imam Mahdi. As soon as they see a teacher, as soon as they see a scholar, the first question will be about Imam Mahdi. Not about hijab, not about, why can't men wear gold? Why can't we? Allah says, don't wear gold for the men, don't wear gold. Khalas. And we come with all of these whys and whys and whys, and we forget the most important topic, which is the Imam of our time. And it's very, very difficult era we're living. How difficult it is, I'll tell you with one hadith from our fourth Imam, Imam Zayn al-Abidin alayhi salam, salawat by his name. You have to read between the lines, what is Imam trying to teach us? He says, من ثبت على موالاتنا في غيبة قائمنا. Anyone who is firm in belief in us Ahlul Bayt, and who is steadfast toward our guardianship during the occultation of the Imam of our time, أعطاه الله عز وجل أجر ألف شهيد من شهداء بدر وأحد. Any of us, this day and age, today, if we are firm believers of Ahlul Bayt alayhum salam, and if we take Ahlul Bayt alayhum salam as our guardians, meaning what? Knowing their teachings and applying them, and we are firm, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give us the thawab and the reward of 1,000 murders from the murders of people who were in the battle of Badr and Uhud, fighting alongside Rasulullah. You see how difficult it is? Going through the battlefield, sword, shield, cuts, blood, killing, dying, suffering. Imam says, during the time of occultation, if you are a firm believer, Allah will give you the reward. Meaning what? Staying a believer in this day and age is harder than going to the battlefield and fighting with sword and blood and cut and being killed. It is so difficult. Where the Imam says at the end of the time, Akhir al-Zaman, where we are living, holding to your faith is like holding a coal of fire in your hand. Can you do it? Any of us, we bring our hand near the grill, we get burned. Imam says holding a coal of fire in your hand, that's how difficult it will become for you and I to stay a believer. But isn't it worth it? It's worth it. What it requires? It requires for you and I to read. Imam did his share. He is concerned about our affairs. He does not want us to die the death of ignorance. He wants us to be protected from the sedition of the end of the days. But we have to do something. Action plan. I said at the beginning, I'm bringing it as an action plan. At the time of difficulties, all of us right now, anybody can raise their hand and say, I'm not facing any difficulty? Anybody that says, Alhamdulillah, I'm living my life happily, no issues in my life. Each and every one of us, we have, to our own age, to our own position, we have some difficulties. Some want wife, they don't get it. Some don't want wife, their parents enforcing them. We have financial problems. We have health problems. We have so on and so forth, family problems, wife and husband problems. Today a brother came to my office. He has problem with his wife. For half an hour to 45 minutes he was discussing with me. We all have issues. Anytime we have difficulties within our life, let us become creative of doing something for the Imam of our time. I have some difficulties. I say, Imam, I will read. Today I was listening to a lecture by Grand Ayatollah Wahid al-Khurasani. He said, open the Quran, read Quran, because we have no gift for the Imam. Read Quran and say, oh Imam, I read this 1 verse, 2 verse, 5, 10, 50, whatever that you can do. I give you this as a gift. The thawab of this recitation of Quran, I give it to you as a gift. I, as a husband, I help my wife in the house, which has a lot of thawab. I give the thawab of this helping to Imam al-Zaman. We dedicate, when we come here, we sponsor the food, we give donation. I'll give the thawab of this donation I give this as a gift, because what can we give as a gift other than good deeds? If I have money, let me pay money, publish books, give it to other people. By you just forwarding the link of the books that we have received, you're getting thawab. You are spreading the knowledge of Imams. How difficult it is to just go your WhatsApp, pick up the books, forward it to other people. It's so easy. This day and age, spreading the teachings of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam is as easy as it can get. Pay money, publish book, write article, research, do YouTube video, whatever we can do for the sake of Imam Zaman and introducing him to other people. And our religion, it's so beautiful. It is amazing that Allah does not task any soul beyond its capacity. Chapter 2, verse 286. وَلَا يُكَلِّفُ اللَّهُ نَفْسًا إِلَّا وُسْعَهَا. Whatever we can do to spread. If it takes only one quote every Friday from the hadith of Imam Zaman that we learn, we just post this. One person reads it, gets connected with the Imam of our time. This is it. Again, I have to have millions of dollars to do something. No. I was just reading today, our brother, dear respected scholar, Sheikh Mateen. He said, you pay me $5, I send 5-6 books to prison. He has the Second Chance organization. You pay $5, he sends 6 books to prison, introduce him to the religion and to Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam and to the Imam of our time. $5. With every $5, he sends 6 books to one prison. Because that's how much it takes for shipping. $25, that will be the cost of the books. Very easy. If you look around for the opportunity to serve, to spread the knowledge of Ahlul Bayt, you'll find it. But if this is not my main concern, I'm not going to find it. There is so much pain on the heart of the Imam of our time due to the condition of the people. Due to the condition of his Shia. When we hear the news, a car bomb in Afghanistan, a car bomb in Pakistan, a genocide here, killing there, we feel sorrow. We feel upset. We grieve. That, it's much more grief for the Imam than you and I. We see the news, we say, Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. We might get a little bit sad. Then we move on with our life. Every day the Imam is seeing what is happening to you and I, and he feels sorry based on the verse that we started at the beginning of the lecture. Grievous to him is your distress. He has deep concern for you. Imam has deep concern for you and I. He wants to reappear, to bring prosperity for you and I, but we have to do something about it. Pay attention. I'm going to make a very bold argument, cover some part of it tonight and the rest tomorrow. Why is it important for us to know the Imam of our time? Because knowing him is the introduction to his reappearance. I will repeat. Why is it so important for us to know the Imam of our time? Because knowing him, pay attention, knowing him is the introduction to his reappearance. 2 topics, I'll introduce it. First topic, his reappearance is based on 2 factors. When Allah wills and when we want. Did you hear it? What did I say? His reappearance is based on two factors. When Allah wills and when you and I want. Very bold. And number two, the second topic, that us wanting him to reappear is based on our knowledge of him. Sheikh, of course we need him to come. Allahumma ajtf walika al-faraj. Sheikh, we said the dua. We want him to come. No, that's not what we mean. But he's waiting on Allah's will and for you and I to want him. Let's keep that first topic. We talk about the second topic. Tomorrow we will finish with the first topic. The second topic that we introduce is what? Us wanting him to reappear is based on our knowledge of him. Be honest with yourself. Answer this question to yourself. Don't answer it to me, no one else. Before Ramadan, this past year, how many times a day I remember the Imam of my time? Answer it to yourself. How many times in my qunut I read dua faraj? How many times before we ate at the dinner table? Why don't we learn from the Christians? They hold the hand, oh Jesus. Why I as a parent start this idea within the family that as soon as we sit, before we eat, kids, let's start dua al-faraj. Can we do that? So simple. How many of us before Ramadan we start reading dua al-ahad every day in the morning? How many of us every Friday we remember dua al-nudbah and we read? How many of us we remember ziyarat al-yasin, which Imam said, if you want to do ziyarah of me, read ziyarat al-yasin. We read it on a daily basis. That's why I say we have until now, we sincerely don't want him to come back. How? Because we haven't shown him in our action. His reappearance, us wanting him to reappear, is based on our knowledge of him. Since we don't have knowledge of him, we don't sincerely beg, cry, shed tears, do whatever it takes for him to reappear. We haven't done it. I always give this example at our Friday prayer. If we have our loved ones on deathbed, how much do we pray? How do we pray? We call everybody. We send mass texts. People, please do dua. Take a picture from the person on the bed, from the sick, ill person. Put it on Facebook, Instagram. Please do dua. Anything we can do. Oh Sheikh, is there any specific dua? Can I sacrifice a sheep in Karbala, give it to the needy, so Allah can help me with this ill person? We have to get to that point. That we feel every day we have lost something. We have lost something. Inshallah, in the future nights, I'll tell you the stories of the people, how they met and what Imam told them. I'll give you one example of it. When you lose your phone, don't you feel empty? Like, a minute you lose your phone. This is it. A person came to me, he's like, Sheikh, I lost my phone. I cannot live without my phone. And he was genuine when he said it. They will look everywhere. I lost my phone. We lost the Imam of our time. And we just go home, we sleep, nothing. He doesn't have that much importance in my life. That because I don't see him, I feel distressed that I don't see him. I cannot communicate with him. I'll give you one story. We might go over time. I just finish the rest of the lecture tomorrow night. But this beautiful story comes here. There was an individual who would see the Imam every day. He would see the Imam every day. Imam one day, he asked him, do you know why do you see us every day? He says, Imam, if I don't see you one day, I'll die. Imam says, that's the reason you see us. He has reached to this point that, oh Imam, if I don't see you one day, I'll die. Imam said, that's why you see us every day. Because you appreciate the Imam. But I don't care. Only time that I remember the Imam, 15th of Sha'ban comes, let's go to Imam Ali Center. They have the fascinating decoration and food and a speaker, and they'll do their best. After 15th of Sha'ban, Imam al-Zaman, inshallah, we'll see you next year. Amir al-Mu'minin Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam states, Ya Kumail, ما من حركة إلا وأنت محتاج فيها إلى معرفة. What did we argue? We said the second topic was us wanting him to reappear is based on our knowledge of him. The more that we gain knowledge of him, the more we want him to come. But since my knowledge is very, very, very low of him, I don't want him to come back. So when I increase my knowledge, I want him to come faster. Ya Kumail, Imam advises Kumail, oh Kumail, every movement that you want to take in this world, every movement, you are in need of ma'arifah. You are in need of knowledge of that movement. Unfortunately, many of us, we start something, we don't have knowledge of it. Why we see some of these, unfortunately, some of these marriages gets to divorce. Why? Because we don't know the knowledge of the marriage life, number one. We don't know the knowledge. I should know the personality of a woman. What is the personality of a woman? I should know it. She should know what is the personality of a man. She should know it. We should know how should we live together. I come from my background, my personality. She comes from her background, her personality. Okay, how can we come together and we make our personality? No longer mine and mine. No, right now we have our personality. Everything that we have got into it, and it was failure because we didn't have the knowledge of that thing, whatever that might be. Imam says, Ma min harakatin. There is no movement that you can take without the knowledge. We want to do something for Imam Mahdi, yes? Alhamdulillah, I see some nodding. We want to do something for Imam Mahdi, yes? Yes, so I say, yes, so I know you're still here with me. I know, maybe I think some of you, because of the fasting, you're about to go. So, inshallah, we want to do something for us, for Imam Mahdi. Yes, say inshallah. So for us to move, to do something for the Imam, we have to have ma'rifah. We have to have the knowledge what to do for the Imam of our time. That ma'rifah is needed. We have to know the Imam. Day of Ashura. 30,000 people on one side, 72, 84, 100 on one side. Both Muslim. Both Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, Ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. Both accepted Quran. Both pray toward the Qibla. Both shed tears for Allah. Ayatollah Sadiq Shirazi, may Allah prolong his life, he was arguing that Shimr ibn Dhul Jawshan, Shimr, that comes and sits on the chest of Imam Hussein alayhi salam and start, he was faqih. He was alim. He was marja' taqleed of his time. Faqih. He comes and he slaughters Imam Hussein alayhi salam. So where is the problem? 30,000 people, 80 to 100 people. What is missing? Those 30,000 people did not know the Imam of their time. They didn't know Imam. They sold the Imam and the blood of the Imam for a couple of dirhams only. Couple of dirham. A bag of rice, a bag of flour, they sold the blood of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. My time is finished. Inshallah, we can continue tomorrow night, inshallah. Let us raise our hands. Time of adhan, time of dua, time of acceptance of the dua. And as we read the narration yesterday, at the time of adhan and the time of iftar, we have dua mustajab. So let us read the dua 3 times, dua al-ghariq, and then we do dua farish together, and inshallah we go for salah. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. Ya Allahu, Ya Rahmanu, Ya Rahim, Ya Muqallib al-Qulub, thabbit qalbi ala dinik. Ya Allahu, Ya Rahmanu, Ya Rahim, Ya Muqallib al-Qulub, thabbit qalbi ala dinik. يا الله يا رحمن يا رحيم يا مقلب القلوب ثبت قلبي على دينك. Raise your hand. اللهم عجل لوليك الفرج. اللهم عجل لوليك الفرج. اللهم عجل لوليك الفرج. Together. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم كن لوليك الحجة ابن الحسن صلواتك عليه وعلى آبائه في هذه الساعة وفي كل ساعة وليا وحافظا وقائدا وناصرا ودليلا وعينا حتى تسكنه أرضك طوعا وتمتعه فيها طويلا. صلوات.